Oh god, you're gonna make me sound like an asshole.
Yeah, I'm gonna I'm gonna take the audio and like change all the words around so you say some horrible racist shit or something.
So, like and Magnus goes in, Heil Hitler.
It's this guy. Wow.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, Necromunda in the fluff is the hive world where the Imperial Fists get their recruits from.
Yep.
Which is super f***ed up. Like.
Oh, well, all I know is they had like that one gang that's like the wannabe custodies, and they were kind of cool. Like they saw like the custodies in like cathedrals or chapels or some shit, and they like just took a broken pipe or some shit and like taped a spear and a pistol to it. Like it's such a cool meme.
Like, so I mean, imagine this. So the Imperium is fully aware of how shitty it is here, right?
Oh, they don't give a fuck.
Like and it's actually the Imperial Fist must encourage it. Oh, there they are.
Hey, look at that.
So yeah, because the Imperial Fist would want to come down and be like, okay, y'all are fighting each other and it's really great. Now let's go ahead and abduct a couple of you.
What? Did you ever read like the old?
Did you see that? Her lips were sewed shut.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you ever read any like the old Space Wolf novels?
No.
Basically, like Fenris is just like a Viking world, and then when someone does good in battle, like they abduct them, bring them back to life, and then turn them into a space wolf.
What do you mean?
And so like they have this like Viking dude.
What do you mean bring him back to life?
Like there's this Viking dude who died in battle, and then they abducted him right before it would have actually died, and like gave him medical help to like resuscitate him, and then like, hey, by the way, the world isn't Viking land, it's space land. You're a space wolf, buddy. And like just kind of threw him into the stars.
They just their mind. Yeah,
no, he leaned right into it. He's like, great. He's a captain within a few years, you know, all that good shit. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, let's break down the. You set the scene for the Dallas thing.
Oh fuck, bro! Like, so I was hanging out with another buddy of mine in town, and then I got a Facebook notification. I'm like, oh, did you hear about this shit in Dallas? And he's like, oh yeah, this other guy I know who was the judge posted a thing on Facebook about how he red carded a guy for a display board issue.
The judge posted that he red carded somebody on Facebook.
Yeah, and like I didn't actually read the post, but the general like tone that everyone communicating is like, he's like almost doing a victory lap. Like, I'm so happy that I had a spine and I red carded this guy because this is what more judges should do. Was kind of like the general tone of it.
I mean, I kind of agree, but anyway.
But I mean, I sort of agree too. But like red carding someone because they put their models on someone else's display board. And
well, I guess what I mean is I agree in the sense that I think judges should be more assertive.
I also agree, but like listening to like a lot of veteran judges, they're trying to say that like a red card is also a failure of the event staff to let it get to that point.
That's interesting.
Like you should have put things in play. Like you should never have to red card someone because at the end of the day, people are spending their time and money to go to your event, and you don't want to have to disqualify anybody because you didn't take enough actions to prevent it. If that makes sense.
Okay.
Because like the guy who got red carded was from out of state, so you know he took a weekend off.
Okay,
and spent all that.
Okay, so now I want to hear the details of the story. I understand that concept. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, yeah. And even for me, like on the outside looking in, I don't know if I want to go to an event down there. Just looking at the details of the case, because it looks like this guy got really trigger happy and then just DQ'd the guy. It's like, well, I don't really want to take a weekend, drive down to somewhere, spend a bunch of money on a hotel, and then get DQ'd for some like weird thing. You know what I mean? Like.
Okay, well, go into the thing that happened then.
Okay, yeah. So he, I don't know what the guy was thinking, honestly, but he put his models on some other dude's display board and represented it as his for paint scoring.
Okay.
And then the dude whose display board was figured it out, and then called the judges over, and the judges were basically like, "You're out of here. You're done. Red card."
Okay. So I can't even fathom that.
Yeah, that's for me. I'm like, the punishment needs to fit the crime. That's the thing.
Well,
right?
so
like,
no, I mean from the I gotta pick a face. So he took like the other guy's display board was out.
Yeah, so the guy apparently was on stream at the time, and so he headed out ready to go for paint judging, and all his models were over at the stream table. So he saw the paint judges coming by or something like that, and then went over and put his models on the display board, got it judged, picked him up, and went about his business.
Wow.
Yeah, which is it's a messed up thing to do. Like
that.
Yeah.
I can't even. Well, I mean that's like stealing, right?
Well, that's borderline stealing. Yeah, it's stealing their effort and stuff. But then that also kind of this is going to be a broader conversation, but then it's commissioned work also stealing, right?
Well, no,
I guess it comes down to
consent there.
Right, exactly. So there's that, but it definitely was stealing. But at the same time, I'm not saying the guy's right. I don't agree with his actions. I think a more fair punishment would have been you're DQ'd from best overall, you're DQ'd from paint judging, you get a 0, and you're sitting on a yellow card.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think that would have been accepted by everybody.
Yeah, that's a good middle ground.
But what I've been hearing about the judge's statement was he was getting a lot of backlash for his decision for the straight red card, so he put something out there to justify it because he was upset about that.
Okay.
And for me, at least as a judge, you got to think about it like those are your clients, right? And if your clients are telling you you messed up, and it's a lot of people, right? It's not just like one or two. It's a significant amount of people. Probably messed up, right? Like.
Okay, but be ready for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the TO kind of put out the official TO put out a statement. It honestly just looks like he lost control of the whole situation because he basically said like it was my decision to card the dude, and I stand by it because we have a zero tolerance policy on some of this stuff. And I'm just like,
was the judge?
Well, first of all,
was the judge also the TO, or this is the,
no?
This
He was the
separate
paint
statement?
judge. He was the paint judge, and then he jumped the gun and put out his own
judge
statement.
handed out a red card.
I'm guessing he was the paint judge based on the guy's background, but it actually makes sense too because he would be the one directly involved, right? Because he was judging the painting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that. That's my own speculation.
Okay,
Yeah,
this is
right.
it.
But
Let's go.
the actual TO put out a statement, and he's basically like, "I was the one who made the decision, and we have a zero tolerance policy." And I'm just like, that seems to like kind of fly in the face of ITC,
Wait until I'm on
which
the
has
ground, then
a very
take out as
like a
many as
pretty
you can.
lenient policy in
Let
terms of
them know
stuff.
they're surrounded.
There's no zero tolerance stuff, and I don't even know if zero tolerance policies are correct anyway.
Right.
In terms of
right.
it seems like a very outdated way of thinking, honestly. But yeah, he put that out, and it really seems like he's trying to cover for the first guy who kind of put the whole thing in a bad situation
Okay.
with his statements. So he's got to have that guy's back because he doesn't want to erode the faith in his leadership, right?
Right.
Like it all comes back to him, but
It does.
I don't know.
It puts the TO in a really bad situation.
I wouldn't be surprised if that guy wasn't judging at that event next year. Let's put it like that.
Yeah.
Like he's proven himself to be less than trustworthy.
So adding on the additional punishments besides a yellow card, like I don't know. Do you need precedence for that? You know what I mean? Like, or is it just a spur of the moment thing? I don't know. How do you figure that out?
I think you just gotta weigh it in your head, right? And maybe I don't know. Maybe that's what he weighed, and he came up with that solution. I'd really be curious to talk to the guy about it. I don't think I ever will be able to, but I'd like to kind of figure out his decision-making process, and why it led to that. Because you don't also want to set a precedent that non-playing offenses can get you DQ'd from an event when you have people who've made multiple playing offenses and haven't got DQ'd until they made like 5 or 6 of them, right? Like,
yeah, that makes sense.
It kind of flies in the face of that for me, where it's just like you had other famous players, like let's say Justin Lois, you know, have like 3 big things that didn't get DQ'd for it.
Yeah, I watched that go down. That was bonkers.
Yeah, exactly. So you have that, and then this one guy puts his stuff on a display board and gets DQ'd, and it's just kind of like,
okay, all right, yep. You know
that kind of
I
removes
see
the
it.
legitimacy of it for
I
me.
see it. That makes sense.
Yeah. Or like I feel like the only other one I've seen that was like auto DQ was TJ Lanigan, and I don't know if you actually watched that game, but like
I think I just saw a couple clips from it.
Like,
I
that
saw the
man.
clip of him like hiding the dice and picking up the wrong amount of models.
Or well, he literally also like misrepresented the amount of like the plague burst crawler has 12 wounds, and then the guy does 12 wounds, so he's like, oh nope, it's alive with 1. It's like gaslighting the guy into thinking he did less wounds than he did, or then like gaslighting him and thinking the plague burst crawler has more wounds than it does, and stuff like that.
Oh my god.
And it was like the whole game was like that, so I could see a DQ on the spot for that, especially when you have it caught in 4K
Okay.
on stream. But like that's like the extreme case, right? Like we had another incident like that where somebody was, you know, getting a lot of rules wrong on stream recently, and I talked to people about it. I'm like, well, is this like another TJ Lanigan situation? They're like, it's not even that bad. So his was really, really bad, you know. So I think something like that warrants an automatic DQ, but he didn't even get auto DQ'd. He got roasted by the internet, and then they retroactively did it. So it seems like a lot of the ITC stuff has been like an ask first, shoot later philosophy, and this was like a shoot first, ask questions later philosophy. So I think that's where a lot of people have trouble with it.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, lots of layers to that story. Holy shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been thinking about it a lot because it's interesting for me as someone who's run events, right? Like, just like, I wonder, well, which way are the more experienced people going to come down on this, right? So,
Huh. Wild.
yeah. I actually wonder if they're going to change the code of conduct or do anything about that. But I was talking to a dude online, and he was saying that there should be like a judging program where you get like a license. So like there'd be different levels of judges, and certain events can't go forward unless they have a certain level of judge present. So you'd have to be certified.
That was fucking gross. Did you see that?
Oh, yeah, it's
He just
disgusting.
cut her eyes out.
And Warhammer, baby.
Oh my god. Oh, it's so gritty. Freaking censor that on YouTube. Holy crap. Cyber Mastiff. What was that? What was that?
It's like a server was
Squishy
massive.
toy made out of a heart?
Wait, what? No, you're gonna have to censor that too, dog.
I don't know what.
No. It's a frog, dude.
It's
Frog.
okay.
Yeah. It's something. I don't know if it's a frog, but some kind of animal.
Oh, that's funny. Okay.
Someone else down here, and it ain't
Just
nowhere
gonna run
safe.
through these sparks real quick. It's all right.
That's not me.
Oh, you're fine. It's just sparks.
Stay alert.
I mean, like half my
Real.
body's metal. I think. Are these?
Yeah.
What are these? Oh, credits. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Okay. hold on.
Try to hit tab, maybe.
She knows how to jump.